Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and this will be my first ever video, so bear with me, I'm new to this. Also the quality, I don't really like the quality of how it looks right now, but we're gonna have to deal with it until we can get until we can get a camera. But my first video I thought would be great to tell you a story time of how I got betrayed by my very close friend from college. But before I start, I would really appreciate it if you like, comment and subscribe, and let's get into it. So, disclaimer before I start, I don't hate anyone, I don't have any bad thinking on them or anything like that. I just wish them the best and hope they do well and have a successful life. But I thought this would just be a great story to tell and great content as well, because obviously something I can laugh at as well, because it happened quite a while ago. Okay, so I'm going to give you a bit of a backstory on how I met each individual person. Okay, so let me think, because I can't really use their real names, so what name I'm going to name them? Okay, so I'm going to tell you how I met the friend that betrayed me. So I'm gonna call him Apples, okay, because I hate apples, so we're gonna call him that. So when I applied for college, like for my first year, I didn't know him until towards the end of my first course, because that would have been my first course. But towards the end is when I started to hang out with him. But how I met Apples, was through my friends in my class, actually, in my childcare course. She introduced me to him because I think she was very close friends with him, and then when she was leaving the college, me and Apples actually became good friends. Like, we were very close. Like, when you saw me, you saw him, or when you saw him, you saw me. Like, we would never apart. Like, the only time we would be apart is probably when if he was ill or he had meetings to do, and then that would be the only time where I'd be like with someone else or just by myself. Then I met there was a whole group of us, but there was like three girls. There's probably more girls than that, actually. No, there was about 4 girls. So there was 2 girls I actually met in my childcare course. We're gonna call them Candy and Oranges. I met Oranges before I met Candy. Oranges was quite a nice girl. I didn't have any issues with her, but we didn't really speak when we were in when we were doing the same course at the time, because we were in different groups. But we didn't really speak because I was friends with another person. But then when I became no longer friends with that person, me and Oranges actually started to speak, and then we grew closer because we actually applied for another course in the college. So that was like my second year, and we both applied for the same course. At the time, I didn't know she had applied for that for the same course as me, but we ended up finding out because the next time, I think, was when I went to the classroom and I found her in there, and then we're like, oh my god, like we're in the same class, like, oh my gosh, that's so good. But anyway, then Candy, I met Candy. She was also in the childcare course, but she was with Oranges in the other group, so I hadn't spoken to Candy before. I had only spoken to Oranges. I only started speaking to Candy when Oranges actually introduced me to Candy, because Oranges and Candy had actually been very close friends. So she was like, oh, why don't you come hang out with us? So from there, me, Candy and Oranges actually became quite close. And then me, Oranges, Candy and Apples actually started hanging out after that, because we all decided to mesh the group together, and then from that day on, we hung out as a group and we actually enjoyed it, so that we became closer and closer as friends, and we used to do everything together. Like, even if the teachers would be like, oh, we have to choose your groups, like, we wouldn't care, like, we would just stick together, because we know, like, we're gonna do the work, we can chill and we can hang out and still do the work afterwards. So it was that kind of friendship. And then that during that time, when it was just that me, Oranges, Candy and Apples, Apples was actually quite, at first he was quite like being kind of a bit weird that we were like meshing together as a group, but Apples then got kind of used to it, because I had no problem with it, so he had no problem with it. And then we finished, it got to a point where it was getting closer to the end of college, and we were all, chilling, hanging out, doing whatever we wanted, and we were thinking about, what we were going to do next year. So we were talking about that, and then we all decided together that we would do the next part of the course. So the next part of the course was 2 years now, because it was equivalent to an A-level, so now we had 2 years. But for the first year, there was a new girl, and we're gonna call this new girl let me think, Mangoes. So Mangoes, the first day Mangoes came, I was a bit skeptical of her, because obviously when I meet new people, I'm not gonna go up and be like, oh my god, hi, like, oh, let's be friends. I just like to observe like the person, the situation, like, because I've been like hurt with too many friendships to just be like, oh my god, and blurt everything out. So I kind of just sat back, and Apples was actually quite friendly for the first time, actually. And when I saw Apples being really friendly with Mangoes, I was surprised, but then it kind of made me think, well, if Apples likes her, why should I just be, like a bit, rude and stuff. So after that, me and Mangoes actually started talking, and she was a really nice girl, because at first I didn't think she would be like that kind of person, but she was really a nice person. She was really talkative, really bubbly, and I kind of really liked that about her because we kind of had the same personality. So we got on really well. And then when like a few days later, me and Mangoes grew closer and closer. Like, it was really quick how close we grew, and I think Apples kind of had a problem with it, but was trying not to be rude about it. But he kind of got weirded out, and then halfway during that year, Apples started to act more weird, and I was kind of like, that's a bit odd. Why is he acting weird? But then I kind of brushed it off and didn't think about it. And then after a while, he started to like lash out, but not like physically, but like, like verbally lash out on people. So he decided this time that he would start like spreading rumors and stuff like, sorry, pardon me. He would start spreading rumors and saying that some boy in my class had a crush on me or something like that. He said some weird, which is like not that bad, but still, like, the boy was like really young and I was kind of older than him, so it made me look like weird. But you know what I mean. Not weird, but I can't find the word for it. And then it was a whole thing that he did that time that made the guy feel uncomfortable, and then the guy actually ended up leaving. I don't know if it was because of what happened or because of the course. I don't know. We'll never know till this day, but it was really uncomfortable the way he did things. And then after that, I kind of forgave him because, like, I always forgive people. I don't know why, but I always forgive people. And then I kind of just moved on. Me and Apples became friends again. And then after that encounter, the rest of that year carried on, and we started talking to this other girl in our class called, what should we call her? What should we call her? Star. Okay, so Star was in our class for the next part of course, which was 2 years, but obviously in the first year. But Star, I had already known Star for quite a while because she had done level 2 with me, so now she was doing level 3 with me as well. So I had known Star since level 2, and at first I didn't really feel like talking to her like that. I didn't approach her. She kind of just started talking to Candy because I think they had spoken before and then they became close, and then I started talking to Star after that, and then we all kind of welcomed her into our group, and that's how she became our friend. And it was quite good at that point because we were all, like, cool with each other, and Apples didn't have a problem with it. And then I guess after a while Apples started to have a problem with it, so he started spreading rumours about me, and he started to, like, I can't really say what the rumours were, but he started to spread rumours. And then he basically, once he started spreading rumours, he then actually started taking oranges, Candy, Mango, Star, and started, like, going to them individually and started talking, like, nasty things about me and saying things to them like, oh, you know, like, Kyra's not your friend, like, she's just using you, like, you don't see it but I see it, and all this kind of thing. Like, he was trying to, like, turn them against me, which he did. He successfully turned them against me, which was kind of crazy to me, because at that point I was just thinking, you've known me more than you've known Apples, yet you believe him. Which was what was crazy to me, because if you say you're my friend, then why would you, like, you know, why would you, what's the word, believe him? Yeah, why would you believe him? Like, that was my question, but at the point I couldn't get it answered, because, well, they, like, you know, they fully thought that was the truth, so they went after him. And then he even got to the point where Apples was actually going to Star and actually going on her phone and actually deleting my contacts so that she couldn't talk to me, because he didn't want her to. Like, that was how, like how extreme he went. Like, it was just ridiculous. Anyway, so then after Apples had got the girls on his side, he then proceeded to turn not only the girls against me, but he turned, I guess, okay, I wouldn't say maybe he turned the whole class against me, but for some reason some of the class didn't talk to me when I went in the classroom during that time. Like, they were literally not talking to me, and for 3 months I was actually isolated from everyone. Like, because I had no friends outside of the course, I was then isolated from even having someone to talk to about it, or even having someone to vent to about it. So I was kind of, like, down about it. And then he would just do little things that would make it worse for me. So I started to, like, try and go late, or, you know, go early, or, you know, try and come in halfway through the day so I don't have to sit through it. And I think my tutor actually started to catch on what was happening, so he decided to have a mediation. So basically he told the head of the head of my course and him to come in the room so that we could have a mediation to sort the situation out. So there was a day that we did that, and my tutor basically was saying that everyone has to say their piece, and then how they want to resolve it. So all of the girls basically said, you know, we don't have a problem with you, it's just we didn't know how we could approach you, which I kind of at first was like, okay, like, really? But okay, just kind of let it go at that point. And then it was Apple's turn to talk, and he was basically telling all these lies and was like, you know, oh, like, I want you to keep my name out of your mouth, and all this kind of not like things, or she was the one who was doing this, or she was the one who was being nasty, she was the one, you know, like. And I was just sitting there like, I didn't even let him finish. I was like, he's lying. No sir, no sir, Bob, he's lying. You're gonna let him sit here and lie in front of my face? Like, he's really lying. Like, and I was literally turning to the head of the department, and I was like to her, look, he's lying. Like, why are you even letting him speak? Like, all my days. So she was like, no, like, literally, like, let him finish speaking, and then it will be your turn to speak, and then you can say your piece on what you want to resolve. So I was like, okay, cool. And then after he said what he said, I was like, no, you're a liar, like you're a liar. And then the head of year was like, you can literally tell that like you've upset Kyra, like it's like hurt her that much, like you need to say sorry. And then he was like, no, but like he was trying to like stall, like trying to say sorry. And then I was like, can I just say my piece? And she was like, yeah, you can say your piece. And then I was like, oh well, the thing that I want from here, the only thing that I want from here is for Apples to keep my name out of his mouth and stop spreading rumours when there's no evidence for it, and stop making everyone's life a living misery. And then at that point he was just kind of smiling, so I kind of just got up and left, and I was like bawling my eyes out because I couldn't understand why he was sitting there looking like it was funny. That really upset me. Then I went out and I went to the college toilets, and I think I was in there for quite a while actually, because then I think my tutor actually sent oranges and candy to come and check on me in the toilet. And then I came back to class that day, and I was sitting by myself. Oh my god, sorry. I was sitting by myself, pardon me. I was sitting by myself, and Apples thought it would be funny to start laughing, like the situation was funny and everything was funny that he did, and it wasn't funny. And even my tutor thought it wasn't funny, because my tutor was like, oh, you think everything's funny, what you've been doing is not nice, and you haven't even finished your work, like why are you even sitting here laughing, you haven't given your work, like fix your face or get out of my classroom. And I was just sitting there like, really, like he's really doing that, like wow. And then after that, I think, oh wait, did I miss a part out? No, yeah, I did. Let me rewind before that. Let me just say this before I go back to where I was. When I was being isolated for 3 months, during that time, it was sad. But then Mangoes actually started talking to me again, because she couldn't understand the fact that why Apples was kind of controlling her to like not speak to me, even though like she wanted to speak to me the whole time, and she did. And when Mangoes actually started talking to me like that again, and we became friends and we were talking, Apples actually didn't really like it. He actually kind of got upset that Mangoes was talking to me again, and kind of got upset at her. And then they kind of had their little fight, which was resolved in the mediation. But yeah, anyway, let me get back to the part that I was talking about. Anyway, after the mediation happened, towards the end of the day, the head of year actually came back to see if I was okay, and then after that, I kind of left that day, and that day was done. And then after a while, I think it's when COVID hit, we were told to do online lessons. So we started doing online lessons, and I think I became friends again during that time with to Apples, even though he'd done all those nasty things to me. I actually became friends with him again. For what reason, I don't know. But yeah, I became friends with him again, and then I took that opportunity to ask him like why he did what he did and why he caused all the drama for no reason. And his answer actually made me angry, because Like, how can you do all of that to one person for that reason? Let me tell you the reason. He said the reason why he did what he did was because he was having issues at home. Now, I'm not saying that he didn't have issues at home, because everyone has issues when at home. But I'm saying, you can't say that can't be your reason. Like, that's just a really bad reason for why you do that. Like, there has to be something else, because you couldn't just do that for having family issues. Like, who does that? Like, people have issues every day, but they don't do nasty things to other people. Like, that's just nasty what he did. He basically just wasted my time. But anyway, that was his answer. And then and then I was like, no, but like, you know, you don't know how much pain you put me through, and this and that, and what I said. And he was like, yeah, I understand how you felt. Like, I could feel your pain. And I was thinking, if you could feel my pain, then why wouldn't you have stopped what you were doing? That was my question. And he was like, and I was like, no. I was gonna say, no, you didn't feel my pain, whatever. But I was like, cool, whatever. But yeah, if you knew like how much I was hurting, then wouldn't you stop? No. But anyway, each to their own. Anyway, this is the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.